Have you noticed something isn't quite right with your finances? Maybe your expenses seem to keep growing, or your savings are stagnant, no matter how hard you try. If you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed by your money situation, it's time to take a closer look at your financial habits. Today, we're diving into 5 financial red flags you should never ignore if you want to secure your future. These warning signs can put your long-term financial stability at risk, especially with the changing economic landscape, so let's uncover what they are and how you can avoid them. 1. Fixed expenses exceeding 50% of income. If more than half of your monthly income is tied up in fixed expenses, such as rent, utilities, and insurance, you may be setting yourself up for financial instability. When a large portion of your income is dedicated to non-negotiable expenses, it becomes incredibly difficult to save, invest, or prepare for unexpected costs. As inflation continues to rise and life becomes more unpredictable, this imbalance in your budget makes it harder to weather financial storms. You could find yourself relying on credit cards or loans to cover basic living expenses, which only makes matters worse in the long run. By having such a large portion of your income tied to fixed costs, you limit your financial flexibility. It also creates an overwhelming sense of stress because you feel like you're always scrambling to make ends meet. If your budget is tight and you don't leave room for savings, you're less likely to build wealth or accumulate assets. The solution to this problem lies in reassessing your essential spending. Take a hard look at your rent or mortgage, insurance premiums, and other fixed costs, and see if there's room to cut back. You may want to consider downsizing, refinancing, or switching to more affordable services to free up more of your income for savings or investments. Ideally, financial experts recommend that no more than 50% of your income should go toward these expenses, with at least 20% left for savings and debt repayment. 2. Relying on credit. 4. Need to have basics. Relying on credit cards, overdrafts, or services like Buy Now Pay Later, BNPL, to cover everyday expenses such as groceries or bills is a serious warning sign of financial distress. Using credit to pay for basic living expenses means you're living beyond your means. Over time, this habit can lead to significant amounts of debt that can spiral out of control. The problem is that credit card companies and lenders charge high interest rates, making it even harder to pay off the balance. With interest rates remaining high, especially in 2026, the money you spend on basic needs becomes far more expensive than it should be, creating a financial burden. The most concerning part of using credit for everyday purchases is that it's a slippery slope. You might use credit for one expense, and before you know it, you're relying on it to get by month after month. This can lead to accumulating debt that feels impossible to pay off. Over time, interest payments eat away at your budget, leaving less room for saving, investing, or building your emergency fund. Instead of letting credit dictate your spending habits, the key is to reassess your budget and find ways to live within your means. Cut back on discretionary spending, pay off your credit card debt as quickly as possible, and look for ways to increase your income. The goal is to stop using credit for regular purchases and only use it for emergencies, making sure to pay it off in full each month. 3. A stagnant emergency fund during inflation. Is your emergency fund still the same size as it was a few months ago, even though your living costs are rising? If so, your safety net is shrinking instead of growing, which could leave you vulnerable when an unexpected financial setback hits. The value of money over time isn't static, and inflation can erode the purchasing power of your savings. So, if your emergency fund isn't growing at the same rate as the increasing costs of goods and services, you might find yourself in a tough spot when you need it most. An emergency fund is crucial because it acts as a buffer, offering financial protection in case of job loss, medical emergencies, or surprise expenses. However, if the money you have saved is losing value due to inflation, you're putting yourself at risk of being unprepared. Even though your emergency fund might seem like a large sum, its value can quickly diminish if it's not growing in line with inflation. In the long run, your fund may not cover the full costs of a financial emergency. Financial experts recommend having at least 6 to 9 months' worth of living expenses in your emergency fund, but with inflation, it's vital that this amount is adjusted periodically. Placing your emergency savings in a high-yield savings account is a smart move to ensure it grows at a rate that outpaces inflation. High-yield accounts can provide better returns on your savings, keeping your emergency fund's value intact or even increasing it. Don't ignore the effects of inflation on your finances. Regularly assess and update your emergency fund to ensure it remains adequate to cover your needs. If you're behind, focus on building your savings first before making other investments or large purchases. 4. Ignoring new tax thresholds. Have you noticed your take-home pay is suddenly lower than expected, and you're not sure why? It might be because of new tax changes that you haven't adjusted to. With recent tax reforms, like the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, many individuals are finding themselves paying higher taxes or receiving less than anticipated. If you're not paying attention to tax thresholds, credits, or deductions, it could lead to unpleasant surprises, especially when your paycheck starts to shrink unexpectedly. Failing to adjust your tax withholdings or estimated payments at the start of the year can create significant financial headaches later on, and potentially a large, unexpected tax bill when you least expect it. Recent restructuring of payroll thresholds could leave you with a higher tax liability than you had planned for. Without proper adjustments, you may find yourself scrambling to cover the difference. To avoid this, it's essential to stay informed about changes in tax regulations. Regularly reviewing your tax withholding and working with a tax professional can help ensure that you're not blindsided by the tax season. By adjusting your withholding rates or making the right estimated payments, you can stay in control of your finances and avoid surprises. Monitoring these changes allows you to be proactive with your money, keeping you on track and avoiding the kind of financial stress that can throw off your entire plan. 5. Wobbling personal numbers. Do you constantly find yourself checking your bank balance with anxiety, or avoiding bill reminders because you don't want to face your financial situation? These feelings might indicate that you're experiencing financial stress, and this emotional reaction can often cloud your judgment. If you're constantly worried about your financial health, you're more likely to make impulsive decisions or avoid confronting your financial problems altogether. This avoidance behavior, such as not tracking your spending or ignoring bill reminders, is a red flag that your finances need more attention. If you're avoiding tracking your spending or frequently guessing your debt, it means you're not staying on top of your financial situation. Not tracking your spending habits or avoiding financial decisions can lead to decision paralysis, where you're unable to make rational financial choices. To overcome this, start by facing your finances head-on. Set a time each week to review your budget, track your spending, and evaluate your debt. This will give you a clearer picture of where you stand financially and help you avoid emotional reactions when faced with financial stress. Addressing small issues as they arise will prevent them from snowballing into major problems. There you have it, 5 financial red flags that you should never ignore. Recognizing these signs early and taking action can help you avoid falling into financial pitfalls that could hold you back for years. Whether it's controlling your fixed expenses, avoiding reliance on credit, building a proper emergency fund, adjusting to new tax thresholds, or staying in tune with your financial habits, these small changes can make a big difference in your financial future. The more you stay aware and proactive, the better equipped you'll be to navigate the challenges life throws your way. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more tips on personal finance, money management, and building wealth. Let us know in the comments below if you've ever encountered one of these financial red flags or if you have other tips to add. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.